Whenever I think about the circus, I can think about the shrieks and terror of children when the clowns come out. Yes, the clowns! And there are two people that come into mind when I think about that word. The Pegulas! For those that don't know, Terry and Kim Pegula own the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. And the Buffalo Bills, they're on the uprise, they're going to be a good team for years to come. And then there's the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres, who were potentially relocating after the 2010-2011 season, were saved by Terry Pegula, who purchased the team for $189 million. Pegula promised a whole world of championships coming to the city of Buffalo. Let's just say that never even came close to happening. They made the playoffs once, the 2010-2011 season, in which they lost in 7 games to the Philadelphia Flyers. But that's okay, it's only Pegula's first year. He's gonna bring us the championships like he promised. Do you know who will not be bringing us the championships? Lindy Ruff, you and Darcy Regier. Get the hell out of Buffalo, your services are no longer needed. That was the first of many boneheaded decisions by Terry Pegula. Ron Rolston, get out of Rochester, welcome to Buffalo, New York. You are the new head coach of the Buffalo Sabres. Here is a roster that is lacking lots of talent. Your goal is to turn them around and win lots of championships. It's gonna be tough, but I know that you can. You're fired! Pegula pulled the trigger only after a year? Damn, that's rough. But that's okay, Mr. Rolston wasn't going to win us anything. It's now time for the next head coach to the Buffalo Sabres. He's an old friend of yours, Mr. Ted Nolan. Welcome, Mr. Nolan, to the city of Buffalo once again. Your job is to turn around an even shittier roster than the season before. I know that you can do it, you are an experienced head coach. And would you look at that, the Buffalo Sabres finished in last place once again. But that's okay, the team was terrible. All you gotta do is build a strong relationship with General Manager Tim Murray. You and him have gotta build the right roster, draft the right guys, sign the right people, and you're gone. Count that as 3 head coaches and 1 general manager fired by Terry Pegula so far. And we're not even halfway done. So who's the new head coach of the Buffalo Sabres? It's Dan Bylsma. It's gotta be time for championships to start rolling in. We have young budding star Jack Eichel and Ryan O'Reilly coming in. Unfortunately, the championships never came in during the Bylsma era. And even worse, the budding star Jack Eichel just stormed into Pegula's office. He's threatening to not re-sign with Buffalo if Bylsma is the head coach. We can never win a championship without you, Jack. Bylsma, get your ass out of here. And Mr. Murray, pack your bags too. You're not building us a championship winning team. Get out. Hey, it's a former Sabre behind the bench again, just like Lindy Ruff. Phil Housley, welcome to Buffalo. I'm sure you can lead the team to a worldwide championships like Mr. Pegula promised in 2010. But you aren't alone. Welcome to Buffalo, Jason Botterill. Your goal is to clean up whatever mess Tim Murray left. Unfortunately, one of those messes was Ryan O'Reilly, and you decided to trade him to the St. Louis Blues for one of the worst returns I have ever seen in Buffalo Sabres history. He did make a solid trade for Jeff Skinner a month later for a small return. Skinner then goes on to have a career year, 40 goals, and is in need of a big payday. What does Botterill do? He gives him his big payday, an 8-year extension worth $9 million a year. What the hell? Let's check in with Phil Housley. The Buffalo Sabres finished in last place in the 2017-18 season, but that's alright. Phil Housley is here to save the day. He's gonna lead the team to a championship next year. I could feel it. They start off strong next year, very strong in the first 2 months, and then oh my god, it comes all crashing down. Who would have thought this? Mr. Housley, get out of here! You are fired. After the disaster of Phil Housley, the Pegulas decide to hire Ralph Krueger, the current head coach of the Buffalo Sabres. He hasn't been exactly a bad coach so far in his first year. I will give him another year before Pegula pulls the trigger. Let's take another visit down to Jason Botterill's office. Almost every single move he has made during his time as general manager has fallen to shit, and has proven to be one of the worst general managers in the NHL. But the Pegulas won't get rid of him, they even said it a couple of weeks ago. Jason Botterill is their guy. But what's this? Jack Eichel seems to have lost his love for the game of hockey and is encouraging Botterill to make some moves to finally build a winning culture. Oh no, this is not going to be another Dan Bylsma situation, is it? Jason Botterill, you are fired! But Bottle wasn't the only one getting the boots. No, not even close. 22 people got fired from the Buffalo Sabres, including Chris Taylor, who was actually a successful coach for the Rochester Americans. Terry Pegula has fired 5 head coaches and 3 general managers during his 10-year tenure as owner of the Buffalo Sabres. As a Sabres fan, I have had it with this guy. While him and Kim Pegula have been successful as owners of the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Sabres are without a doubt the NHL's natural disaster. They are the Cleveland Browns of the NHL, an absolute walking punchline, a meme, and just overall will be unsuccessful as long as he is owner. And what is their excuse for all of these firings? We know more than the fans. We know more than the fans. I would actually go out on a limb and say that some Sabres fans would actually be better owners than the Pegulas. They would actually make the right hires, they would actually make the right decisions, and they would actually build a successful team. The Buffalo Sabres have been a circus for 10 years. The Pegulas have been nothing but a circus act for 10 years. 2 clowns that will never build a successful NHL team. They make the most sporadic hirings and then are way too quick to pull the trigger. The only way to develop a successful NHL team and franchise is to hire the right people and get them to stick, get them to work. Don't pull the trigger. It will just ruin all the young players' developments and will just overall ruin a team's reputation. I feel so bad for Jack Eichel. He's put up with this bullshit for 5 years and it's not even close to coming to an end. I wish we trade him, honestly. He deserves to be a part of a winning culture. He deserves a Stanley Cup. He's truly one of the top players in the league, and he doesn't deserve to rot in this sorry-ass excuse of a franchise. My advice to the Pegulas, sell the damn team. Sell it immediately. We don't need you anymore. We don't want you anymore. You can stay with the Bills. You do not deserve to be the owners of the Buffalo Sabres. You two have single-handedly destroyed the reputation of the once young and fierce Buffalo Sabres team. Sell the team.